Hey, it's a groovy morning, friends of Applied Math, AP Math. It is a beautiful thing. Hope you're doing well. We have today daily number 9. We're going to talk a little bit about slope intercept form. The notes are a little lengthy. There's a lot to go through here. Assignments are going to be kind of broken into two parts. There's daily 9 and then daily 9.5. So the assignments are kind of broken down: first half of the notes, second half of the notes. So we're going to give you a full day to kind of comprehend things and let it sink in a little. So don't get overwhelmed with information overload here. Just take it step by step. A lot to kind of recall, but you can do it. I can help. So slope intercept form. Y equals mx plus b is the generic format for that. The two key variables, m and b, have the following meanings. M is the slope of the line, and what we mean by slope, again, is the rise over the run, the change in your y, your up and down values, divided by the change in x, your horizontal change. So we got rise over run. And then B is the y-intercept of the line. And again, the y-intercept is the point at which the line crosses the y-axis. If it's a positive number, that line is going to cross above 0. If it's a negative number, it'll cross the y-axis below 0. Before we get into some graphing, we're actually going to write 3 equations in slope-intercept form. So I'm going to give you the slope and the y-intercept, and your job is to write the equation in y equals mx plus b form. Not very challenging, but again, we just want to make sure we're all on the same page before we move forward. So I've got the slope, m is a fourth, and b, the y-intercept, is 4. So I'm just going to fill in 1/4 for m, so 1/4 x plus 4. Again, slope is m, 1/4, b, the y-intercept, positive 4. So my equation there, y equals 1/4 x plus 4, is in slope-intercept form. Example 2, I have the slope is -9. So y equals -9x plus -5/4. I don't think you'll have any graphing examples where you have to plot a y-intercept of -5/4. That would be kind of ugly. Would not be fun. So we like to have fun in here, so we'll kind of stay away from these fractional values, as you'll see when we graph. Last example in this category, we have y equals 0x plus -5. You can definitely clean that up if you'd like. Y equals 0x is just the same as y equals no x's, means nothing's there, plus -5, or just y equals -5. Those two are synonymous, same meaning, equivalent values. All right, one of the main ideas here we're looking to do today are graphing linear equations that may or may not be given to you in slope-intercept form. So our 3-step process here to graph linear equations is to A, make sure our equation is in slope-intercept form. So we look at example 1, we have y equals mx plus b, good. Example 2, y equals 4x minus 3, great. Example 3, when we get there, notice we do not have this equation in y equals format, so we're going to have to do a little surgery before we are able to plot b, the y-intercept, and then the slope, rise over run, for 2 more points. Okay, so with example 1, since we are groovy in y equals mx plus b format, we're going to plot b, the y-intercept. In this case is 2. So on the y-axis, I'm going to go up 2. So there's my y-intercept. The slope of the line is -2 over 5. So I rise -2. So that means I go down 2 and then run 5 positive to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could also, if I think -2 over 5, that's the same as 2 over -5. So I could also go up 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 then my line is going to be right there. So there's the graph of the line, y equals negative 2/5 x plus 2. I went up 2, and I went down 2, 5 to the right, or up 2, 5 to the left. And lines, of course, go on forever and ever. So we would extend the points and draw our little arrows with the graph. Deep breath. Example 2. Here we have b. We're in slope-intercept form, so I can plot b, a y-intercept of negative 3. So I'm going to start down 1, down 2, down 3 on the y-axis. The slope here, m, is 4. Remember, slope, I want to think of it always as a rise over run fraction. So 4 is the same as 4 over 1. So that tells me I'm going to rise 4, go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 to the right. Up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 to the right. So this is going to be a steep line, a slope of positive 4. It is rising quickly. Last example again, we need to get this in y equals format, so I'm going to get y alone. First, subtract 3x from both sides. So I'm going to have 2y equals negative 3x plus 8. Divide all terms, both sides, by 2. I'm going to be at y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 8 divided by 2 is 4. So a y-intercept here, b, is positive 4, up 1, up 2, up 3, up 4. Then I'm going to go down 3, 2 to the right with my rise over run. Down 1, down 2, down 3, 1, 2 to the right. Down 1, down 2, down 3, 1, 2 to the right. So there is the sketch of my line of y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 4. We'll finish up here with going backwards, looking at a graph, and then writing the equation of a line, and then writing equations in slope-intercept form where I give you the slope and then a point on the line algebraically. Stay tuned. All right, we're back looking to work backwards from given a graph of a line, and we're going to write the equation that describes each graph. And then finally, we're going to talk about writing equations in slope-intercept form when I give you the slope and then a random point that is on that line. So first, working backwards, this is probably easier than actually graphing it. So recall, our goal is to write the equation in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. I need to find the slope of the line and then b, the y-intercept. So let's find b, the y-intercept of this line. Here it is. So from the origin, this point is up 1, up 2, up 3, so b is positive 3. M, the slope, is the rise over run to get from any one point to another. So if I go from here to there, I'm going to go up 1, so my rise is up 1, and then my run is 1 to the left, so negative 1. So 1 over negative 1, rise over run. That is negative 1. So plugging in these values into my equation, I have y equals negative 1x plus 3. Another way to write negative 1x plus 3 is y equals negative x plus 3. Doesn't matter to me if you want to write it as negative 1 over 1x. All good. All those values are equivalent. Negative 1x, negative 1 over 1x. Whatever makes more sense to you, put on your Nikes, just do it. Okay, we are finally going to look at this equation. This line is rising from left to right, so its slope would be a positive number. Let's confirm that. So I'm going to go up 1, up 2. So rise of 2, run of 1, 1 to the right. So 2 over 1, which is 2. And then b, the y-intercept, is down 1, down 2, so negative 2. So our final equation will be y equals m, 2x, plus negative 2, just minus 2. So there you have it. Y equals 2x minus 2. Up 2, 1 to the right, up 2, 1 to the right, and then starting at 2 below the origin. Lastly, we have a little algebra to do here. I am going to give you the slope of the line. Again, the slope is m, and then we need to find b, the y-intercept of the given line that we are told a certain point happens to reside on it. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to write our general y equals mx plus b equation, and we're going to Glade air freshener, plug it in, the values of m, and then the given x and y values. Where I see -3, I'll plug that in for x in this equation, and then +1 I'll plug in for y. That way, I'll have 3 known values, and I'll be left finding or solving for b, my unknown. So my y happens to be 1, will equal m, we're told is 8, times x is -3, and then plus b. So in this scenario, 8 times -3 is -24. I'll find b by adding 24 to both sides. 1 and 24, 25 is the y-intercept. So my final equation, general equation of the line, where the slope is 8 and the y-intercept is 25, would be y equals 8x plus 25. So there's my final result. Again, plug in your 3 given values, m, x, and y, solve for b, and then plug in m and x into your general slope-intercept form equation. So example 2, y equals mx plus b, y is 5, m is 4, times x is 2, plus b. 4 times 2 will give me 8, plus b. To get b, the y-intercept alone, I'll subtract 8 from both sides. -3 will be b, the y-intercept. So the general equation, m is 4, slope is 4, y-intercept -3, y equals 4x minus 3. Not too difficult. Again, it's just getting the hang of the process. Last one, just for your health, we don't want anyone getting sick. M is -2, x is 3, y is 4. So I'm going to go into y equals mx plus b. Y coordinate is 4. M is -2 times x is 3 plus b. So 4 will equal -6 plus b. Add 6, 4 plus 6 will get 10 is the y-intercept. Final equation then will be y equals m, -2x, plus b is 10. There we have it. Again, 2 assignments over this big note set, D9 and D9.5. Thanks much. Fly on.